$5 Games presents Ys 1 Chronicles Plus. I like some challenges in games, things like the true final bosses in the Kirby games, or Celeste's Seaside, or Wings of V the entire game, but not ones that simply require you to grind more XP or that requires a 10-minute walk whenever you lose. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about a bug that makes the game harder. See, upon starting this game, it's incredibly tiny, which can be fixed by starting the Launch Controller Layout tool. However, what I didn't know at the time was that the full screen option is buggy with my computer. If you're familiar with this game, you'll probably see the issue right away. The rest of you get to wait just a little bit. The story begins with a cutscene that has beautiful music. It shows scene after scene without context for 3 minutes. And I'm still not sure whether this is overviewing the game's plot, what happened before the game started, or just random art scenes to go along with the music. Anyways, the protagonist got shipwrecked, making it through a wall of storms called Stormwall. He wakes up at a clinic that fixes injuries that produce blood by Dr. Bluto, and being treated by Aelia for what ails him. There's also the mining town called Minea, and what else is there? Oh yeah, about that darn tower! The protagonist doesn't talk, or rather, the narrator jumps in and tells the player what he's saying instead of him saying it. Adol told Slaff his name and expressed his gratitude. Interesting storytelling choice. Wait a second, Adol. A doll. Anyways, there does seem to be an incredibly rich plot and world built for the game. And on that aspect, I think the game is amazing. There's also an option to swap between art versions of the game, as this has been re-released multiple times. Here's a couple comparisons. And now we get to the gameplay. You damage enemies by running into them, not at their center of mass, but rather at their edges. So to start, I died to the first enemy about 5 times. I was racking my brain trying to figure out how the developers intended me to handle this nonsense. Like, I spun in circles, the ultimate technique, and I was doing hardly any damage, and this was on normal. It took me a few minutes just to kill one enemy for a measly 2 XP and 6 gold. Now we jump forward a little bit to the second town, where I'm told to go talk to the fortune teller lady. She tells me that I'm the chosen one and that I should go buy a sword, shield, and armor. I buy the shield for 700 gold, but I don't have enough for the sword or armor. Turns out that I need to grind 900 gold. So by following the main plot directly, the first thing I need to do is go kill the first enemy 150 times. The blue enemy I can't damage until I get the sword. This means that the game is asking me to grind for 2 hours. Like, my gamer instincts are screaming at me, something is wrong. This can't be what's intended. And I was correct. See, although you're told to go talk to the fortune teller lady, what you really need to do is go to the bar and talk to the one-eyed man. See, he's missing his sapphire ring, which the shopkeeper found and is now selling for the exact amount of money you started the game with. So I would need to grind 700 gold. Still like an hour and a half of grinding. So I simply started a new game since I already saved after buying the shield, and ran directly over there and bought the sapphire ring, and the one-eyed man gave me 1,500 gold, which was just 100 gold shy of all 3 equipment pieces, bringing my grinding all the way down to 10-20 minutes. Much more reasonable, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was an additional quest that gave me 100 gold. But even while trying to grind for that 100 gold, I was still dying a lot. It was at this time, before I was done with the game, that I needed to verify something. See, I was dying for 2 main reasons. One was because I was using a mouse, and it was simply easier to use a keyboard to pin an enemy against the wall, but I couldn't tell that at the time. The other reason was because at the start of the game, I noticed the main character doing some interesting movements. He does these little micro sprints where he speeds up just a little bit every now and then. I thought it had as an interesting design decision, as even the enemies did them, making them extremely hard to predict and run into. These micro sprints would also sometimes, if I hit the enemy incorrectly, I would instantly die. So yeah, that was the bug. Here's how the game is supposed to be running versus how it was running for me at the time. So I played a little bit longer and things were a lot more reasonable. And then I got to the first boss and saw this. And here I'm wondering again, am I missing something? Are the flames bugged on my computer? Am I supposed to have a certain item before fighting this guy? I don't know if it's a port issue, or if there's a different side quest I'm supposed to be doing, or if this is just how the bosses were. I come to find out that no, this is simply how the first boss is. Online guides recommending grinding and then killing him in 3 hits, as opposed to my piddly little damage. So after that, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about the game. Like, I want to go through it for the plot, and the puzzle of issues does intrigue me. So I think I'll go through it at some point, because I just want to find all of the mistakes the developers made, as well as the port issues. Anyways, that's a wrap for this game. Subscribe, I do 5 games each week until I get to 100 videos. Consider picking this game up instead of a darn tower.